Hello and welcome to Whatever You Want. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a 3x3 house look better. So here is a classic 3x3 house. You've got a door, and the reason that I say it's a 3x3 house is because there is 3 blocks by 3 blocks of living space inside the house. You've got a classic ladder that leads up to your roof, up here. Anyways, let's go back down. So, I'm going to make this look better. The first thing you can do to make a 3x3 house look better is use multiple levels. Using multiple levels like this can help make your house look better, as it means you can differentiate between the lower levels and the higher levels. For example, you could build a kitchen up here and a bedroom down here, or the other way around. Something like this. Here you go, as an example. So you got your kitchen and dining room downstairs, and then you've got your bedroom and chest upstairs. And you've still got the roof. Now, another way to help make your house look better is also to make sure that each area has varying height on their roofs. Something like this. So, as you can see, it looks all the same apart from at the top, which looks a little bit different. Now, if we go inside, we see that the first level is the same height as the second level, but then once you go up this ladder here, you go into a smaller house that has chests in, so it could be like a smaller storage room, but still got windows so you can still see out, but it gives it a more cramped feel. Or you can do it the opposite, where it has more room on top and makes it feel more spacious inside. Another thing that will help your build look better is differentiating between each layer. So, each story on this side, which is like a layer, if you get what I mean, has a block between it, as you can see, like where marking where the roof would have been on each layer. Now, without this, it looks a bit flat, like one massive line, and it's very hard to distinguish between each side. And with just adding that line can make a lot of difference, like that. So it breaks up the house nicely and doesn't make it too big, make it look too long. Another thing that helps with builds is making sure that you have a sufficient amount of windows, because they also bring natural light into your build, so you don't have to worry about lighting it up as much. And they also make it look a bit more nicer and less monotone. Now, you don't have to have the same sized windows. You can always have bigger windows and smaller windows. An example of this is this window here. So it's like a floor to ceiling window, and it makes you feel like you're outdoors, although you're in the safe comfort of your home. And another window that will help make your place feel better is having a long strip line window from side to side like that. It makes it feel more roomy and gives it better light. Also, if you're in the middle of a city or a built-up area and you don't quite have enough light in your house, or you don't have any windows on your house, a good way to combat this without having to look at any horrible views that you might have is to have the window above height where you can't see through it, because this means that you can still get the benefit of the light without having to see the outdoors. So it might make you feel more like you're in the middle of a forest or something, when in actual fact you're in the middle of, I don't know, a jungle or something, I don't know. Anyway, next, once I've gotten down this ladder, next we can move outside. Next, I'm going to focus on roofs. So this roof is quite flat. I'm going to show you some designs of roofs that look less flat, that will also suit buildings. Here is one roof design, the classic Minecraft roof design, which is just stairs that go up and have a half slab on top. It goes up in like a triangle shape. Now, this is pretty good for houses, as it makes the inside of them look different. Once I go up, I'll show you. See, here you have the space that you would before, with extra bit here. It makes it feel more like you're inside a house. And also, if you really want, you could destroy this and get away with putting the chests further back, giving you more room. Like, let me get a chest. Like so, and you can still open them because this doesn't count as a full block. There you go, gives you more space up here. Another roof design could be this one, where you've got one face that's showing flat, and another face that's still got the stairs on it. This one's pretty good, as if you go inside and go upstairs, I can show you. You get to see, oh, it's raining. That's not always. Oh, there's a thunderstorm. Oh dear, that's not so great. Oh well, let's continue. As you can see, you're able to make a feature out of the bigger wall. And this means that you can see much more open space, and it almost seems like a movie theatre almost design. And if you use different window designs, like for example making most of the upstairs glass, you get to see almost like a panoramic view of your area, and that can look quite nice when it's not thundering, or if it's not super flat, depending where you're building. The only downside with building mainly in glass is that it has a lower blast resistance than other materials. So this might lead you more open to creeper explosions. But if it's at the top of a house, it should be fine, because generally speaking, creepers don't normally fly. The last roof design that I'm going to show you is the multiple layered one. This makes it look nicer, because it means that you can have two different areas to stand on. So you can have a lower area to stand on, and you can have a higher area to stand on, giving you more variety to look over. However, this can reduce your headspace for the lower levels. As much as this house looks nice as it is, colours can make them look much nicer. Here's an example of a more colourful house. However, there are problems with this house. As you can tell, it's all one colour, which can make it look quite boring. Although it's more positive colour, it can still look quite boring. And it also doesn't match its surroundings. As you can see, wood is brown, and it doesn't really go with this kind of red. So, a way to fix this may be to add an extra colour in to try and make it look better. For example, brown around the outside. This may make the front of it, may make the whole thing look a bit more in sync. Or, if that doesn't help, maybe think about a different palette altogether. This house is a much better palette, and it's made out of terracotta. However, weirdly enough, there are some brighter colours that do go with brown, like yellow for example, and orange. That's normally because you'd associate them with a more of an autumn feel when you look at leaves and that. That is kind of the idea. But it is also to do with the colour spectrum as well, which I will show you a bit. There are 7 main colours in the colour spectrum: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet. And these are the colours that you look for when you're building. So, there are 3 primary colours, and primary colours are red, yellow and blue. So, red and yellow make orange, and yellow and blue make green. And the more red you add, the darker the blue gets, until you get to purple, and then it goes back to red again. So that's how the 7 colours link together. And the colours that work best together are normally the ones that are close to each other on the spectrum. So for example, red and orange, and purple and red, and yellow and green, yellow and orange, blue and green, and purple and blue. They're the ones that mainly work together the best. However, contrasting colours, which are colours that aren't next to each other in the spectrum, can also work quite well together. For example, yellow and purple, and red and green, blue and orange. These are colours that can work quite well together if you're making a build and you want it to stand out. However, I wouldn't recommend doing this in villages where the colours are quite smooth and don't contrast at all, because it will make it look a bit strange. For example, these 3 houses here look quite nice together on their own. However, if these 3 houses joined over here, they would stick out and probably make it look out of place. So it's always good to bear in mind your surroundings when working with colours. If you want your house to stand out, use these colours. Otherwise, use colours closer to the colour spectrum, or closer to your surroundings. Right. Next, I'm going to be speaking about lighting. It is always good to make sure your houses are lit up. So, with lighting, you could have it so your lighting is hanging from the ceiling, or in the ceiling, or you could have it so that it's more hidden, like, for example, underneath a carpet in your house. This works particularly well if you have more than one carpet down, otherwise it looks a little bit odd. You could also make your light into a feature, for example, putting it on top of a block, an important block maybe, or even just putting it next to your bedside table, like that, making it look like a feature, or even having it as your table, bedside table. Another way you can light up your house is to make it into like a pillar, for example, like this one here, so it looks like the middle of the house is being held up by it. However, this may not work so well in small spaces, like your 3x3 home, so always make sure that the roof is taller and that you have enough space. And finally, you could make it into your wall itself for the outside of the house. This will give you light outside as well as inside, and it also make it look more fitting for your house. You may also want to put it on corners of your balconies if you have balconies, just like that. That's all the ways I can think of to make your house look better. A 3x3 house. Well, anyway, that's all that I can explain in this video, otherwise it'd be hours long. Anyways, see you in another video with whatever you want. Bye.